definition of exercise, what would you define exercise to be? I need three responses for the same before we can proceed. What is exercise? Let's start with the. No, no, no. Anyone who can give a response, just proceed. What is exercise? Let's start
Maybe
from Helen. Helen, what is exercise? Helen Tabut.
can I try?
Yeah, yeah, sure. You can try Redemptor.
Okay, maybe I can say it's an physical activity somebody can do.
Physical activity someone can do. Jane Bitange also says that this is a physical activity.
Can I try?
Yes, Kelvin.
Uh, is a repetitive form of physical activity that is performed to improve physical fitness.
Well, thank you, Kevin. What about Helen? Helen, you are saying something.
Hello, Madam. Hello.
Yes,
Are
Helen,
you
we
able to?
can. Yeah, we can
I'm
hear
sorry.
you. Yeah, just proceed.
Still, but let me try. It's a physical activity uh, which we usually do or we plan to do to help to benefit our body.
Great. One common thing that exercise is a physical activity. Physical activity. Let the Bible define this. We are reading from the book of Genesis, chapter 2, verse 15. And the Lord God took the man and put him in the Garden of Eden to dress it and to keep it. To dress it and to keep it. Two things stand in this verse that number one, that God physically took man and put him in the Garden of Eden to dress it and to keep it. Do you know, for you to dress something, there must be some motion. And so men were actually created uh, 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 to be to move. We are created to move. Actually, that is the point. Secondly, I want us to read. I'm not sure whether this is my. From the book Ministry of Medical Ministry, that is page 297. I think you can see it in my screen. Someone can read this to the second quotation. Someone can read the second quotation. Anyone who is willing to read for us the second quotation. MM 297.
I will read it.
Yeah, kindly do.
MM297. If those who are sick would exercise their muscles daily, women as well as men, in outdoor work, using brain, bone, and muscle proportionately, weakness and linger will disappear. Health will take the place of disease, and strength the place of feebleness.
Wow, thank you so much. That if today those
Linger.
who are sick could exercise their muscle daily, and this doesn't just apply to those who are sick, it also applies to those who want to keep healthy. So, men and women, when you actually engage in the outdoor activities, number one, weakness and linger would disappear. Health would take the place of a disease, and strength the place of feebleness. Let me give you a testimony that 2 weeks ago, someone came to me. We were in some missions. Someone came to me and asked me, alikuwa na homa. Oh, someone has asked me to record today's class, and I've not, I've not started the recording. Let me start. Let me see if it will accept. Let me see. Uh-huh. Just a minute. I hope it to record. Great. Well. So, just a minute. Just a minute. Um, hmm. Uh-huh. Okay. This thing is refusing. But it is well. I think I will just record it that way. I will just record it the way it is. Anyway. Share window. And share that one, then share it once again. Great. So let's proceed. So this is where we were. Saying that physical inactivity. We've read the book of Genesis chapter 2 verse 15 where it reads that, and the Lord God took man and put him in the Garden of Eden to dress it and to keep it. Then we've also read the book of this page 297, paragraph 1. It reads that if those who are sick would exercise their muscle daily, women as well as men, in outdoor work, using brain, bone, and muscle proportionately, then weakness and linger would disappear. Health will take the place of disease, and strength the place of feebleness. And we're also reading, I think we'll read this as we proceed. One thing that stands, that when God creates man in the Garden of Eden, he did not create us to just be lazy and just to linger around without any form of activity. Actually, exercise was a blessing from God, that through tilling the land, they're able to keep fit for the service and even and even health-wise. And so we are also reading from this Mind, Character, and Personality, page 646. Someone can read Mind,
But-
Character, and Personality,
If
page
you are
600.
just a testimony about the exercise, somebody came to you, you did not finish.
Well, yeah. So they were having some common colds. That was 2 weeks ago, and when they came to me, it was actually in the morning. Then I just told them, "You go and exercise, then you come for remedies." They went exercise, uh, forgot to come for the remedies, and within 2 hours, the running nose and the common cold was just over. Uh, Life was actually restored. What I'm trying to say, that one of the ways, as Ellen writes in MM 297, is that those who are sick, one of the ways to actually make the body recover faster is through movement. It's through exercise. And so this person got well, homa iliisha, and then the running nose and everything, just because they were able to exercise. I will tell you how, and how we should actually go about this as we proceed. Let someone read MCP 646, that is Mind, Character, and Personality, Volume 2, page 646. What does it say? Someone?
Amusements excite the mind, but depression is sure to follow. Useful labor and physical exercise will have a more helpful influence upon the mind and will strengthen the muscles, improve the circulation, and will prove a powerful agent in the recovery of health.
Wow, thank you so much. Amusement ni kama ngoma, ni kama zile nini, music that actually excites the lower passion majorly. So the effect of such is excitement. They will make you elevate your mood, make you, happy for some time. But short afterwards, depression will actually follow. But Elena says that useful labor and physical exercise will have a more helpful influence upon the mind and will strengthen the muscles. Wow. And this will actually improve the circulation and will prove a powerful agent in the recovery of health. Actually, when we talk about exercise, I want you to realize three things: that we are talking about preventive measures in terms of disease management. Number two, we are talking about how you can actually, we're talking about longevity, how someone can live long on this earth. Then thirdly, we're talking about divine prescription. That exercise is not just something that came yesterday or today. It's something that has been there from the word go. God actually prescribed us that through movement, through exercise, through mental, exercise and all that, we may be able to keep healthy. So let's proceed. We'll read the next quote. Let's proceed. This is, well, let's go back. So these testimonies. These testimonies. Someone can read what is on the screen. 40. That is volume 4 of Testimonies to the Church, page 96. Yeah, read kindly. If someone was reading, it reads that the reason the youth have so little strength of brain and muscle is because they do so little in the line of useful labor. The reason why the youths have so little strength of brain and muscle is because they do so little in the line of useful labor. Think about those statements deeply. That the main reason why this generation is actually having a lot of mental issues today is because we do so little in the line of useful labor. Well, see if that one didn't sink. Let me proceed and let me have this sharing because I want you to get that this is a divine prescription. This is not just a matter of less importance. Let me share this again. So I want us to read from the book of this should be 1 Corinthians chapter 9. No. That is not the verse. That is not what I'm looking for. That is not what I'm looking for. Sorry for that. Let me just get the right verse. Yeah, here. Now we are reading from Proverbs 24, verse 5. Proverbs chapter 24, verse 5. Remember, even as we talk about exercise, when you want to appreciate true science, then it must start from the Bible. So what we are trying to do is to derive science from the Bible. Someone read 24 verse 5 of Proverbs. You can read from the screen, it's no problem.
A wise
Yes.
man is strong. Yeah, a man of knowledge increases strength.
A wise man is strong. A wise man is strong. Yeah, a man of knowledge increases strength. You know, this is what I'm trying to say. That for you to be wise, you have to be strong. Or for you to be strong, you have to be wise. I'm not sure whether you're getting the concept that someone who is wise is strong. One of the ways to keep strong is to do physical activities. Actually, Proverbs 26, verse 14 reads that as the door turneth upon the hinges, so doth the slothful upon his bed. That unaona vile mlango inazunguka upon his hinges. That is the same way someone who is slothful, yeah, in his bed, someone who does not actually exercise, someone who is just lazy, behaves. The desires of the slothful killeth him, for his hands refuses to labor. That is Proverbs chapter 21. It says that the desire of the slothful killeth him. Like, a slothful is someone who is in 20. Even over the age of 40, who have found like in exercise experiment tu walikuwa nafanya, and this in this category there is women in the age of 40. So they were actually put to do some experiments, and about 58% had lower breast cancer risk. Those who are those who
Hello, Mwalimu.
those who are not. Yes.
Someone should unmute. Someone should unmute. I don't know who is it.
Yes, I think you should unmute. And also, you were breaking, Mwalimu, when you're on this slide. From the start of this slide, you've been breaking.
Great. Sorry for that. That was from my background. I have a brother here who's also having a meeting. But now I think we are good to go. So I was saying this. Someone raised their hand. Ruth. Sawa sawa. Acha tuendelee. Sawa sawa. I was saying that there was a study done in 1090 over women of 40 and above. And so those who averaged 4 or more hours of physical activity per week during their reproductive years had 50% lower risk of having breast cancer. And those who average 1 to 3 hours of weekly activity had about 30% lower risk. What does this say? What does this tell? Actually, one of the finding was that good exercise that makes you sweat is able to drive away carcinogens. One of the causes of cancer today is obesity, and one of the causes of obesity is a state of physical inactivity, where someone is just not doing anything, like they're just there, they're not doing much. This is one of the causes of obesity. Obesity is one of the leading causes of not of just of death, but of cancer as well today. So we already know that physical activity is good for you in other ways. So so that means there's already plenty of reasons for each and every person to actually exercise. Let me proceed with my sharing. Let me proceed with my sharing. I don't want to go to that. I want to go to that. I want to proceed. Stop presenting. Then share again. Great. Where is this? Actually, when you join this meeting, you can just switch off your camera. You must not switch on your cameras. Yeah, just switch off your camera. No problem. Provided you're able to get me and you're able to see the screen, there's no problem. So exercise is any bodily activity which enhances or maintains physical fitness and overall health. Remember, let me read it again. That exercise is any bodily activity which enhances or maintains physical fitness and overall health. So 3 things to mark. Number 1 is that physical activity is in the body activity. Yes, someone is speaking. I didn't get you well. So the main reason why there's no part of movement and all that is because we may have different form of exercises. Kuna zile exercises inafanya for example brain exercises where someone is just doing the drought and or maybe let's talk of mind games and such. Those are also exercises. So that is under the umbrella of bodily activity, and they actually aim in 2. Number 1, they enhances physical fitness and overall health. Number 2, they are able to maintain. If someone is sick, they will enhance your physical fitness and overall health. If you are not sick, they will maintain your physical fitness and overall health. So how much exercise is a question. Children and adolescents should do about 60 minutes, that is 1 hour or more, of physical activity each day. That is the prescribed time for children. Like hapo ndio inafaa kuwa optimum levels. I'll explain why in a few. Normal adults should do about 30 minutes or moderately intensive activity on most days of the week. About 30 minutes, that is 30 minutes of whole body movement or whole body being engaged, and if possible, someone should be able to sweat. Someone should be able to sweat. A woman should do at least 150 minutes of exercise in a week during and after pregnancy. About 150 minutes of exercise in a week during or after pregnancy, but should not do it for more than 10 minutes at a stretch. I mean, pregnant women should not really sweat that much. And even while they may do this physical form of exercises, it should be just a gentle stretch, preferably walking and such. Actually, this is one of the best things they can do to their children. So this leads me to this point. Let me give you a general formula for exercising. Number 1, if you want to gain weight, you should exercise. If you want to maintain weight, you should exercise. If you want to lose weight, you should exercise. 3 things: gain, maintain, and lose. This is not in my slide, so pay attention to what I'm saying. If you want to gain weight, you have to do a deliberate exercise for more than 40 minutes, 40 minutes and above, of intensive sweating. And they should not be muscle targeted. Like, it should be a whole body exercise that makes you sweat, and for more than 40 minutes, at least 4 times in a week. At least 4 times in a week. So nimesema 40 minutes, more than 40 minutes, at least 4 times in a week. Number 2, if you want to maintain your body weight, maintaining it is just 30 minutes. You must not sweat. But you have to sweat at least 2 times in a week. Let me come up again. For you to maintain your body weight, do at least 20 minutes of whole body exercise. And this exercise you must not sweat, but you have to sweat at least 2 times in a week. Hiyo is enough for you to actually expel impurities and toxins zenye ziko kwa mwili. If you want to gain weight, then this will now be a specific form of exercise. Inaitwa muscle targeted exercises. For example, the ones that targets the bone. Remember, when you want to gain weight using exercise, the weight will only be gained through muscles and bones, because you will realize that that exercise is able to burn excess calories. Excess calories are majorly found in the soft tissues and cells, generally cells. So the only good weight that someone should be able to gain is weight gained in the bones, the muscles, and the bones, muscles, and nerves. Weight that is gained in the cells, those are for example, outside those long bones and all that, is more of fats. But exercise is anti this. They are anti such exercise. So let's proceed. The types of exercise that I will talk about today is number 1, aerobic, and of course we have anaerobic. Aerobic inamaanisha exercise that is done in the presence of oxygen, like there's enough supply of oxygen. Aerobic exercises. Then anaerobic exercises that are done with limited amount of oxygen, very small amount, or even without. Then we have isokinetic exercises. So we'll talk about this even as we proceed. But I want to confirm that we are still together. You can hear me and my slides are still moving. Yes, someone?
Yes, it is.
Great, thank you. Let's start with aerobic exercises. And I want Kevin, you can kindly read for us what is on the slide.
Aerobic exercises. It is the sustained exercises which stimulates and strengthen the heart and lungs while improving the body utilization oxygen. High intensity.
So just proceed.
High intensity or requires energy. Long duration requires high endurance, which is stamina. And the example of these aerobic exercises are jogging, bicycling, rope jumping, and swimming. I thought this one was.
Thank you so much.
I thought this was cycling.
Thank you so much. So you have said that this form of exercises are actually geared to stimulate and strengthen the heart and lungs. Majorly, actually, most aerobic exercises are targeting the heart and the lungs. and they are able to improve just the general body utilization of oxygen, done in the presence of oxygen majorly. So we have high intensity. They are actually require a lot of energy. They are high intensity exercises. They require a lot of energy. Number two, they are long duration exercises. Long duration in Amanisha, you take like, yes, you use oxygen, but you take quite some good time to do that exercise. Example, ni kama jogging, by cycling, rope jumping, walking, all this. Actually, if you want to know the best form of exercise, someone can actually try that. Which is the best form of aerobic exercise? If you know, if you want to try, just shout. I can't see. Someone?
Another form of aerobic.
The best form of aerobic exercises. Ama the best form of exercise.
Is Zumba. Is it Zumba or something?
Zumba. What is Zumba?
I will say walking and maybe add brisk walking.
Wow, thank you. What is Zumba, Kevin?
It's some form of exercise. This lady's not better.
They can tell us. Kindly tell
Yes.
us. Someone can tell us.
But Kevin, you are the one who said it means you know about Zumba. We don't know about Zumba.
He should clarify to us.
Yes, it is some form of exercises that targets the whole body, and it's normally used for weight loss. And it's normally they normally do it while following a beat, some sort of a beat, if I'm not wrong. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much for that explanation. Actually, today I went to see one of my patients, and now watching Citizen TV, I believe. I'm not sure which TV it was, but I could see people dancing at the same time. They call it exercise. Of course, there's some beats accompanied in it.
Yes.
Personally, if you ask me my view, it's not actually a good form of exercise for Adventists, in the sense that okay, this is comparative, and this is not ideal. In this sense, there are good music, but there are also bad music, and to me that was off. Thank you, Kevin, for bringing out that the best form of exercise is actually exercise that is brisk walking exercise, that makes just walking, that is brisk walking. Just add brisk walking. Brisk walking is walking at your higher speed, or relatively higher speed than the normal speed you always walk. That is brisk walking. When you do brisk walking, in the first 20 minutes, you should be able to sweat when doing brisk walking. That is the best and the best form of exercise, majorly for those who are 35 years and above. Now let's proceed. Isokinetic exercises. It is a sustained exercise which stimulates and strengthens specific part of the body, but have a less effect on the overall fitness. For example, look at this person. You cannot be in this position for like 30 minutes and above. Not even in this position. Like, number one, that they are high intensity, they take short duration, and they require slow endurance. You cannot, for example, climb a hill under maximum speed for 30 minutes. That is isokinetic exercises. Example is sprinting. Those who run 100 meters, weightlifting, and what else, and such. So those are the isokinetic exercises. Actually, isokinetic exercise um, also falls under the anaerobic exercises. Anaerobic exercises. So there are few barriers to exercise these days. Number one, people fear. Number two, there's just that inaitwaje? Okay, I don't want to use the word tiredness, but just the general fatigue. Some people also say that, why should I exercise, and this is out of responsibility or something like that. Uh, uh, the search of money. Just a minute. Let's proceed. So, money, social anxiety, lack of self-motivation to exercise, and injury or illnesses can also bar you from exercising. Of course, you know your area of weaknesses. But I want us now to look into the benefits of exercise in the next 13 minutes, 12 rather. So we have the physical benefits and the psychological benefits of exercise. And I want to say that if you want to burn fat, then I said you should do exercise that makes you sweat for more than 40 minutes, at least 4 times a week. And this should be like alternating. That is one of the ways that the physical exercise makes you to decrease or reduce obesity. Great, let's proceed. Number two, we all know that there are forms of oil, fats. I mean, I think Denzel must have taught us this. Let me ask just to confirm. Which is the bad fat between HDL and LDL? Which is the good fat and which is the bad fat? Which is the good fat and which is the bad fat?
LDL is bad.
LDL is bad. LDL means low density lipoproteins.
Yeah. HDL is
LDL.
good.
Oh, yeah, HDL is good. Thank you so much. Now, listen. If you want to, there's what is called atherosclerotic plaques. This is just the formation or the accumulation of low density lipoproteins in the lining of blood vessels when you take more of low density lipoproteins. This is what actually thins or actually reduces the diameter of the blood vessels, and this makes the blood to pass through very high speed, and this is one of the predisposing factors of high blood pressure as a disease. And so if you want to increase the good cholesterol, that is the high density lipoproteins, then you should exercise. But if you want to increase the low density lipoproteins, that is the bad cholesterol, then you should just remain in a state of inactivity. So this is what I'm trying to say, that cholesterol, that exercise burns bad cholesterol and also increases good cholesterol. One of the work of HDL, that is the high density lipoprotein, is to do away with the bad cholesterol. And this explains why those who take a lot of animal products, and let me be specific, the red meat, have so much of LDL. So I'm trying to say that if you want to keep your cholesterol in check, and this is a predisposing factor for people who are 40 years and above, This is where high blood pressure starts to develop. And these people, most of them don't actually exercise. And this is a problem. This is actually a disaster. Decreased risk of cardiovascular diseases like high blood pressure, stroke, what else? Heart failure. Someone should exercise. Decreased risk of some cancer like the breast cancer. I've shared with you a research which was done in 1090. Still falls in this category. Improving immune system. When you exercise, your immunity increases. How does it increase? When you exercise, number one, exercise actually stimulates the process of hematopoiesis or blood formation. Next point is that it promotes the growth of new neurons in the brain. Exercise increases your neuro coordination. Actually, we will see this in a few. I think we should be able to see, okay, after this, we'll be able to see this. So, exercise helps you to improve your immune system by increasing the process of hematopoiesis or blood formation. Then, next, it helps you to promote the growth of neurons and also neurotransmitters, those chemical signals that transmit waves throughout the body. An example is dopamine. And dopamine is a neurotransmitter. At the same time, it is a happy hormone. So those who exercise are more happier than those who are not. That is what I'm trying to say. Decrease blood pressure. One of the best practices for those who are having high blood pressure is to exercise. And this exercise, number one, must involve deep breathing. Number two, it must involve intensive, but not extensive. Intensive inamaanisha like deep into it, but not something that makes you to be worn out. Like such people, you don't expect them to go for gym. Those who are having a high blood pressure for gym and all that. Let them just do a normal walk. It must not even be brisk walking, but this should be intensive enough. 40 minutes of just brisk walking, and if they feel tired, they just relax and all that. And so exercise help increase slow wave sleep. Slow wave sleep tulisema ni deep sleep. I've forgotten the verse. Someone can look it. The verse says that, it should be in Proverbs, that sleep for a laboring man is sweet. Sleep for a laboring man is sweet. That when you sleep, when you labor, when you exercise, your deep sleep is actually improved at some point. Let's go to psychological benefits. Number one, it is able to reduce stress. This is how I will start with the second point to explain the first point. When you endure, when you do exercise, these are exokinetics. When you endure those exercises, your muscle inatoa a substance called, this should be a chemical signal called endorphins. This is not an enzyme, a neurotransmitter inaitwa endorphin. Hii endorphin is able to increase your happiness and your euphoric levels. Inamaanisha ina elevate mood. Hii is able to actually neutralize stress hormones. Those are the cortisols. So those who are stressed, just ask them to go and dig. Actually, one of the ways of treating insomnia is engaging these people into very prolonged exercise, kama digging hivi, kama brisk walking, running, and all that. these practices are able to actually reward the body. And then let's now go to the first point. One of the most common mental benefits of exercise is stress relief. Exercise also increases the concentration of norepinephrine, a chemical that can moderate the brain response to stress. And even before I go that route, look at this chart. When you do 2 minutes exercise, you are improving your blood circulation. When you increase it to 5 minutes, your mood lifts noticeably. When you proceed up to the 10th minute, your body breaks down stress hormones like cortisols. And this is where endorphins and norepinephrines are being produced from the 10th minute to going up. Now, each 10th minute must be a concentrated form of it. Then 15th minute, your blood sugar drops. Your blood sugar levels drop. So inamaanisha a diabetic patient ukimwandikia program lazima hiyo exercise yake ipite 15 minutes of intensive exercise. The main reason why for this is that after 15 minutes of concentrated or focused exercise, unapata kwamba most of the glucose in circulation inakuanga ishatumika. So at that point, it's either you are oxidizing or you're going to breakdown you're actually breaking down glycogen na vitu kama hizi. After 30 minutes, you're starting to burn fats. Why? Because the glucose in circulation zimeisha, starting to burn fat. After 45 minutes, those who are depressed, the negative thoughts, patients suffering from schizophrenia, patients suffering from insomnia, they now get their rewards at this time. The negative thoughts dissolve, you relax generally after 45 minutes. But after 1 hour, your body rewards you with dopamine. Dopamine is actually known as the happiness hormone. So you see this chart. This actually informs how you should actually advise on exercise. Let me give you this example. If you meet a patient today having high blood pressure, I need a response for this.
It's 21 hours.
It's an example, but I need a response. High blood pressure. How long would you recommend them to exercise? According to this chart, high blood pressure. Just unmute and speak. I'm not able to see and I think I'll be done in the next 5 minutes. High blood pressure. How long would you advise them to exercise?
I would advise 30 minutes and above.
30 minutes of aerobic exercise. Thank you so much. Why aerobic? Watu wenye wako na pressure, ukiwapeleka kwa zile exercise intensive sana, pressure yao inaweza increase instead of decreasing. So inafaa kwa aerobic exercises for about 30 minutes. Actually, isipite 45, just 30 minutes, that is enough. And let them just relax. Second question, what about cancer patients? Let me be specific in this case. Someone is experiencing breast cancer or prostate cancer. Those are very common occurrences today. Which form of exercise would you encourage them to do, and for how long? Just speak up. If you have any input, just say it. Yeah. Someone? I need a trial. Remember, in cancer patients, tunajaribu ku elevate mood yao, and we want to also we also want them to have high levels of dopamine, high levels of low levels of cortisol. Cortisol is stress hormone in a reduce immunity. And number 3, for these patients, by the way, we want to increase their immune functioning. So, which form of exercise? And also remember that for cancer patients, we also want to clear the glucose in circulation, because we'll be able to appreciate that cancer cells feed 15 times more glucose than the normal cells. So inamaanisha glucose in circulation inafaa kuwa less. So someone can try.
I think they will go for a whole 60 minutes.
For a whole 60 minutes, that is a good trial. Yes. Any other person? But then why did you say 60?
I think it's
I
30.
said 60.
Let's start why 60. Why 60? Let's start with why 60.
I said 60 because they need a lot of things. Like they need their moods to be lifted. They also need to drop their sugar levels.
Yeah.
And I think they also need to burn some bad fats, the HDL, and also get rid of the negative thoughts that in return will give them happiness that they will desire.
Wow. Thank you, Winnie. Yes, someone else. I did not say Winnie is right or wrong, but I need another response. Someone wanted to say something. Great. So, they recommended 30 and above. This is the reason. Anyone in stage 1 ama 2 can go for 60. But one of the clinical presentation of cancer ni kwamba hao watu wanachokanga sana. Wao wanachoka sana. Sasa, just because wanachoka sana, they are not able to do extensive exercises. In fact, hata utawaambia 60, hiyo 60 itafika kama wako down already. So, bora tu you have restricted their diet, less carbohydrate, then there's no need of going up to 60. That is just enough. I know that was a very good catch point. Actually, from 30 minutes kuendelea, moods zinaanza kuwa elevated. Serotonin, that is mood stabilizer, inaanza kuwa stimulated and produced, and also their stress. By the way, those who have cancer cells, one of the major killer today, unfortunately, is stress. I had a patient that was 3 months ago. Unfortunately, he passed on. We were treating with Kina Maxwell. He passed on not because he was not using remedies. Alikuwa na osopharyngeal cancer metastasizing to the lungs, like spreading to the lungs. But the problem is, this guy had a lot of stress for the family. And we told him that his stress yenyewe itakuua. And one day, unfortunately, I don't know what they discussed with her wife, sorry. And the next day, he was so much down, not because he has not eaten. In fact, that day we even included carbohydrate. This was a stage 4 cancer patient. And he died because of stress, which at some point reduced his immunity, but we were able to elevate it at some point. And one of the major causes of his death was stress. So this is why they need a social support. This is why Anyone who is sick should not actually be subjected to any high stress. And should this happen, then exercise is one of the solutions for the same. It's one of the solutions. I want us to wind up. And if you must forget any other thing that I've spoken about today, don't forget that which I'm here to talk about. If you take sugar, that is refined sugar, and you do not exercise, your cognitive ability, that is the memory function, reduced by about 5.5%. That is efficiency. That is the first point I want you to get from this point. If you take sugar, if you take meat, if you take milk, and any other animal product with more of amino acids and fats, the only remedy to counteract most of the effects of this is hard labor. Hard labor. Hard labor. This explains why wale watu wa kitambo wangekula nyama na bado waishi 100 and something years, just because they were actually doing hard labor. Sasa mtu leo ako kwa ofisi, unamwambia apunguze nyama na kuambia kwani wale watu wa kitambo si walikuwa nakula nyama na bado walikuwa wanaishi maisha marefu, and they do not exercise. This is actually the secret behind this, and this is what we are required to teach. Number 2, any excess fat in the body one of the indicators of excess fat ni belly. Those who have belly, hiyo ni mafuta tu. Actually ukienda pale Kenesh uone wakifanya postmortem kwa wale wenye wamekufa, wakisha kata hivi, hizo mafuta wanachukua tu na mikono hivi, they're able just to extract them, the excess fats. The only remedy for excess fat that makes you also to expel toxins from your body is by exercising. Na tulisema 40 minutes at least 4 times in a week. Number 3, for every addiction, majorly the alcohol and the hard drugs, one of the most efficient ways to expel them is to do exercise. So mwenye ako addicted with drugs, just prescribe them exercise is not less than 1 hour of serious exercise yenye nafanya wa sweat. These people will be totally different after this whole time. Then lastly, if someone is having insomnia is lack of sleep, let them not go for the sleeping pills. Washa wafanye kazi hadi wachoke. The only remedy for for improving sleep is for them to be tired. Let them get tired. When they get tired, endorphins inakuwa produced in abundance. And when you get tired, the hormones that is responsible for paralysis, like to paralyze the body, called the melatonin, is produced in large amounts. And so anyone who wants to improve their sleep, even as today, just exercise. And for children, don't actually restrain them from doing the mental exercises. Majorly children, majorly those who are below 21 years. Let them do those puzzles. Let them play the mind games as much as possible. Let them interact as much as possible. Let them exercise. A child who doesn't exercise will eventually have low cognitive ability than that who exercises. And so your children must exercise. Just get them motivation for the same. The rest you'll be able to read. You'll be able to, of course, I included the characteristic of individuals that exercise and the characteristic of interventions. and unintended negative effects of interventions. Of course, this is something you can read and understand. I beg to stop there and take questions, if at all we have any.
I have a
Any
question. I have a question, but on first of all on yesterday's lecture.
Yeah, sure. Just proceed.
So for bathing or showering,
Yes. Yes.
so should we shower with cold water or warm water?
Should we shower with cold water or warm water? I want to get someone from this meeting to help me answer that question. Someone who was in class yesterday. Well. Let me pick on Pamela Otieno. Should we shower with cold water or hot water? As Pamela think, oh, yes, Pamela.
Yeah, I'm in a vehicle.
Oh, sorry.
I think it depends also on the age.
Yes. Pamela, tell us what we said yesterday.
That is my thoughts anyway.
Great. That is a good trial. So that, well. Do you bathe with hot water or cold water? Ruth Mora. This is now an individualized question. Do you take cold or hot showers?
Good evening.
Yes, good evening.
Okay. According to yesterday's ranking, we should take a cold shower. It's recommended to do a cold shower because it's more healthier than the hot one. But you told us we should not do hottest. We'll do I call this warmer. It's more healthier.
Great. Thank you so much.
The best one is called the shower.
Thank you.
It slows down the aging process.
Wow. That is thank you for the response. I want to say that this depends with age as I believe that was the first response. So that to a child, you'll not shower a child with cold water. I mean below 2 years. Below 2 years actually. Slightly water that is slightly below his or her body temperature. Slightly below his or her body temperature. And that can also be like the room temperature and all that. Hydrotherapy is specific aim oriented in the sense that we will talk about using hot water for specific reasons. For example, yesterday I said that if you want to increase your blood cells production, the white blood cells, you can choose to do hot foot baths. You can just choose to do cold foot baths, cold compresses and cold baths. So to answer your question directly, hot showers for specific targets. One of the targets ni kama the sick, like someone having malaria. You know, one of the presentation of malaria is chills. hot, warm, let me say warm, is actually better appreciated. If you are targeting blood circulation, then you will go for cold showers. Cold showers will bring a vasoconstriction effect to your body, and this will actually stimulate the body to improve its metabolic pathways. And this is how you generate more heat. Someone who takes cold shower generates more heat than someone who does hot showers. This is the science behind it. And so it depends. I would recommend anyone between the age of between the age of 7 to the age of 52 to take cold shower when it is necessary and when it is possible. Anyone who is above can now consider, warm, and anyone who is below can consider hot or warm showers. That is to the best of knowledge. So I have said, in short, I've said that hydrotherapy is specific targeted, and we do different kinds of age and also the required effects, required therapeutic effects that is targeted. So I think that answers your question.
Oh, yes, it does. Because I also wanted to ask the same question in regards to exercising. So after exercising, we sweat too much, right? And
Yes, yeah.
some people recommend warm showers after exercising, and some people recommend cold showers after exercising. So I was just also asking on the same as regard to this lecture, which is exercise.
Great. After exercising, if you want to maintain your body parameters, just do a cold shower. If you want to maintain your body parameters, do a cold shower. But if you want to feel a little bit cold, then do a hot shower. I would recommend a cold shower after exercise. Why? Because after exercise, there's much production of it, and so you need to lower it down a little bit to the normal parameters. If you do a hot shower, chances are you'll feel cold after that, just because the body mwili itakuwa inajifanya like imezoea like the same temperatures, yet after the exposure, then that is after bathing, you'll be able to actually assume the room temperature, which is slightly that of the metabolic temperatures. So in a reducing it chini kidogo. So I would recommend, of course, after sweating, why should you take another hot shower? Yeah, that is what I would recommend. Nice. So
Okay, thank you.
I want us to Helen, you can proceed.
Thank you. I just okay. Now you recommended a cold shower after exercise. Is there any specific maybe after doing an exercise, you maybe something really frustrating this, or just making the exercise and wait for the
I did not get you clearly. I think you are breaking, but just yeah, Helen, you are breaking. Just confirm that you've asked whether I will recommend specific place for the cold showers.
Yes.
Great. Specific temperatures in Akwanga, room temperature and below, but not below 15 degrees centigrade. Sasa inamaanisha hiyo ni 15 to 25 ama 27 hapo. 15 degrees centigrade to 25. Ufai kwenda below na ufai kwenda above if you are doing the cold cool shower. Actually, 15 is slightly warm. No, 27 is slightly warm. Yes, proceed, Helen.
Okay, on the same note, I'm asking, is there a specific time that maybe I'm doing an exercise, I've taken 40 minutes, with my
Yes.
exercise, then am I able, should I go straight to the bathroom or I wait a little bit and waiting, how long do I wait? Then I do a cold shower. Or I come from my exercise immediately and do my cold shower. Thank you.
Thank you. So, if you want to, let me start from this point. The best exercises are done in the morning. If you exercise in the morning, you are burning some chemicals, some hormones, sorry, which you are actually activating the body. This will literally prevent you from napping during the day. I'm a later dozing off. That is one of the ways to prevent dozing off during the day. And so you should actually take a shower almost immediately after exercise. The problem with just relaxing afterwards is that your body will cool down, and once your body will cool down, it is able to work with the negative feedback mechanism to restore the body to the normal parameters or to the normal temperatures and metabolic actions. And this, number one, in a letanga lethargy, you may not even be able to bathe. Number two, you will actually be using more energy to take a shower after restoring your body to the normal or the optimum levels. I mean, you'll use more energy now to generate more so that you're able to catch up. This is what I mean. If your body cools down and then you go take a shower, you will be able to actually increase the metabolic pathways. Na hii itafanya utumie more energy to do the same thing, rather than just coming from exercise and taking shower immediately and you're able to now restore it once, instead of restoring your body temperatures and metabolic processes 2 times. I'm not sure whether you guys are getting me well, but that is what I would recommend. Take your exercise, your showers immediately, and then after that you can take a meal. After meals, pia haufai kulala. After meals, you should take what is called digestive walks. Digestive walks improves your digestion. Yeah. So I think that answers your question, Helen.
Thank you, Vin.
So I believe we'll end. I want us to pray, and then we leave. Shall we pray? Our Father and our God in heaven,